12th, the 316th day of 2025. There are 49 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com. Via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter. And the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. I think there was a ball game last night that people might be talking about. And we will decide what your snacking preference says about you. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Gotta give me just a second to get things loaded up here. We got a technical problem going on here this morning that I'm trying to fix, and I'll fix for you momentarily. After Veterans Day yesterday, everything was all out of sorts. So all right, there we go. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's B. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm apparently having one of those mornings. Are you having one of those mornings?
I'm just generally tired,
Okay.
and I mean, I just have so much going on that I'm just
I have a did you know coming up that may help you then,
Okay.
that you may relate to. You have on your turkey shirt. It's the
do.
12th of November.
I do.
Must be something Thanksgiving related going on today.
Yes. So Clarkson is doing their Thanksgiving dinner with, well, in this case, lunch.
Yes.
With parents. So this is something that Mama Carla and I do together. Sorry for both dads. But
That's
at school.
okay. Yeah, I saw a lot of Class Dojo traffic today.
Listen.
I
Oh, my.
think I'm gonna have to turn notifications off today.
They're kind of funny, though.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
So have a good time at Clarkson Elementary
Thank
today.
you.
And
I always love going there.
Bring some turkey and dressing home for me. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I read something this morning that I don't know, you might be able to vouch for, or you might not. I don't know. A survey says that drivers are most likely to break the law at 8:27 a.m. and 7:15 p.m.
I guess late to work.
I would presume
Yeah,
that's what the
sounds like
early
it.
morning would be. 2,000 drivers found 26% regularly exceeded speed limits, while 45% ignore road rules in familiar areas. Medical emergencies top reasons for law breaking at 33%, followed by quiet roads at 26%, and misjudging speed limits at 22%. Among speeders caught breaking laws, 29% faced higher insurance costs, and 18% paid increased excess fees. We were out at lunch on Friday, and we were talking with a friend of ours who's mentioned a relative had gotten a super speeder ticket in like Georgia, and
Yes.
it was $600, it was
quite
some large amount.
Quite the
And we
over the limit.
we have a super
too.
speeder law in Kentucky now as well. I think they primarily were trying to crack down on a lot of the street racing that was going on, so that they had a little more teeth in their bite when they found people that were doing that. But anyway, 725, no, 827, 715. So just to mind your P's and Q's during that time. A lot of sunshine and breezy today. We're going to see breezy with another jump in temperature well into the 50s and lower 60s for today over the next 12 hours or so. Mainly clear and colder tonight with dry weather holding. In the long term, we're going to see lower rain chances this weekend, but next week comes with a great increase. So we're going to hold on to a very low end rain chance coming up for Friday, with warmer temperatures building into the region. The weekend does feature a cold front passing through on Sunday with a narrow window for rain and some thunder. Otherwise, the attention quickly focuses on next week with quite the active weather pattern ahead of us in the coming week. Mostly sunny, breezy today, no rain, a high of 62. For tonight, we'll see mostly clear, a low of 67, partly cloudy, and 62 for tomorrow. You get into Friday, and we'll see a high of 68. 73 will be your high on Saturday, so a really nice day to do some of those fall things that you might have planned, maybe blow leaves around or something. And then mid-60s on Sunday, back into the 50s for most of the week next week. But we don't see a really cold, bitter temperature like we had over the last couple of days, especially with the bite of that wind. So something that we have to look forward to weather-wise. Tonight will be, I guess, the final peak night of the northern lights. If you can get away from city lights and go out and look on the horizon for areas just south of the Ohio River, you should be able to see them on the horizon if you, again, go out and get at an area where you can look off to the north. But the Aurora Borealis peaking last night and tonight, saw some of the photography that people were sharing, and makes me kind of want to go find one of those views. The federal government appears, at least the House will vote later this afternoon when they can get everybody back to Washington on a agreed upon deal to reopen the federal government. I'm not going to say it's done. Once it's on his desk and he signs it, I'll say it's done. There's too much wacky stuff going on in Washington to just assume that it's going to happen. But it does, if the deal is signed, it does fund SNAP for a year, takes into account some of the military spending that's taken care of. Now, as far as the actual government spending plan, when they started the shutdown over a month ago, they were only agreeing to a continuing resolution until the 21st of November. So really, they were just, if they were trying to get a deal done, they were just trying to buy themselves some time to get a bigger deal done for further into the future. I would presume they've moved the goal line on that. They surely didn't just do a deal to turn around and potentially shut the government down a week before Thanksgiving. So I think that is unlikely, but we'll continue to monitor that for you for those that are impacted. One of the biggest notes that I saw yesterday, and again, depending upon where you get your news from, you might get two completely different slants, leans, and even sets of information. But I saw someone who was talking about the air traffic controllers yesterday. I think it was in response to, Pete Buttigieg, the former Department of Transportation Secretary, and the current Sean Duffy got into some type of Twitter beef. And a air traffic controller who had worked during the Buttigieg administration said, and again, I'm just assuming that this is correct, but being somewhat skeptical about its accuracy, that the air traffic controllers union, through their credit union that they are all part of, whenever there's a government shutdown, they immediately qualify for some type of equity loan that they can utilize in order to make ends meet until the government reopens and back pay is issued, et cetera. If this is true, then it gives some credence to the people who aren't showing up on the job, perhaps maybe trying to make more of a political statement than a financial statement, if they do have that funding resource so that they don't starve to death, or so that their families don't starve to death in that interim shutdown time. So again, that's something I had never considered before and didn't know, and may or may not be accurate. A Hardin County man has been arrested after allegedly injuring his 15-month-old child. 42-year-old James Kennedy of Radcliffe was arrested by the Radcliffe Police Department on Saturday, charged with second-degree assault and second-degree criminal abuse. The charges arose after Kennedy's baby girl was taken to Baptist Health Hardin with swelling and bruising on her face from her hairline to her eyes. The child was also bleeding from her nose and lower lip and had bruising on an ankle. Kennedy is accused of slapping the baby after her crying woke him up. The baby's mother and Kennedy's girlfriend then entered the baby's room, where she told police that Kennedy picked up the child by her ankle and put her back in the crib on her head. He is being held in the Hardin County Detention Center on a $10,000 bond. An Ohio County man convicted of drug trafficking and other felonies last year has been nabbed with over 50 hydrocodone pills. The Ohio County Sheriff's Office said deputies conducted a traffic stop Thursday night at about 7 o'clock in the 1700 block of Highway 231 in Beaver Dam. Deputies made contact with 32-year-old Aaron Dixon of Hartford, detected an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. During a search, police located a bag containing 56 hydrocodone pills hidden inside a boot. Dixon was arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance, prescription controlled substance not in the proper container, et cetera, et cetera. He was lodged in the Ohio County Detention Center, but no longer is listed as an inmate. The Grayson County High School Marching Cougar Band is on the go again. They are already off and running for what will be their final competition of the year. I pulled their schedule earlier. I want to make sure that I get it accurately for you. But they will be, they are competing at Lucas Oil Stadium in the Bands of America competition. They are leaving this afternoon. They will be on the go again this afternoon. They'll be in Louisville. They will have dinner in Louisville. Then they'll get to Indianapolis later tonight, where they'll be staying, and then they'll perform obviously later in the week. And we'll keep you updated on that schedule as they go. So best of the luck to the Cougar Band on a whirlwind of a season, and they will have their final competition coming up in Indianapolis. We are just about a week into the political filing season, which the first day you could file for office in the 2026 elections was November 5th. The deadline to register to file your paperwork to run for office is January the 9th. There are currently 14 candidates filed to run for Grayson County office, not the two announced sheriff's candidates, so they've both yet to file their paperwork, but I presume that they will in short order, which would take our number to at least 16. 13 of the 14 are incumbents in various offices, magistrates. There's a new magisterial candidate in Dustin King, but Neil Saltzman, Brian Ashley, Darren Whiteley, Brenda Huffman, Ben Hodges, Jason Dennis have filed. Tanya Kessinger, who is the new clerk. She's been in the clerk's office for long enough. She might as well just be called clerk. She is the only candidate so far to file to run for that office next year. You have your jailer, your judge exec, your coroner, your PVA. They have all incumbents. They have filed their paperwork to run. So anyway, our election cycle next year is going to be May 19 and November 3. So those are the dates that you'll need to show up at the polls next year. So it'll be a busy day at the ballot box next year. Public health officials in Lexington are warning of an outbreak of pertussis, commonly known as whooping cough, with nearly a dozen cases in Fayette County in just over a month. You say, well, I mean, that's in Fayette County. Well, sure. But people travel, yes, and it can become a problem around the Commonwealth. The Lexington Fayette County Health Department confirmed 11 cases since October 3rd, but the majority have been reported since October 24th. 10 are school-age children. One case is a 1-year-old child. So pertussis is a highly contagious respiratory illness spread through coughing and sneezing, and it can be particularly severe for infants and those with chronic conditions. So just
and pregnant people.
Be on the lookout.
We took ours. Is it Tdap?
Tdap.
Or yes, we took
Tdap shot
before Brady.
Yesterday, Veterans Day, and the Veterans Caucus in Frankfort used that as an opportunity to announce their initiatives, some of their legislative priorities for the upcoming 2026 session. The caucus is advancing proposals aimed at helping veterans succeed, whether they're pursuing a career or continuing their education or even starting a new business. A central proposal is the Veteran Entrepreneur Program, which would be created as a part of the Cabinet for Economic Development, and it would support veterans who want to start or expand their businesses. Caucus members also want to direct at least 7% of the state small business loan program funds toward Kentucky-based veteran entrepreneurs or veteran-owned companies to give them a fair shot at accessible startup capital. The caucus also wants to support legislative proposals on license and certification reciprocity. So if you've already proven that you've had the training in our armed services, that you shouldn't have to start from square one, be an apprentice and all those things in whatever trade you might want to go into. And then also college credits and academic flexibility, expanding opportunities for veterans to receive academic credit for military service and training. So trying to get them ahead of the curve when getting back into civilian life. Last night was the earliest ever that UK men's basketball met the U of L men's basketball on November 11th, earliest ever on the calendar. And First time ever that the basketball game has been played before the football game between the two schools. And it was the Cards night at the Yum Center. It was the first sellout in 6 years. There was plenty of blue in the building. It was loud when both teams scored, which was interesting. But it clearly predominantly Card fans in the Yum Center, and it was their night. Sam, they were shooting lights out.
Yeah, they played really well. Kentucky had a couple of sequences where they looked really bad, and then brought it to within 4 and had their chances there with about 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, and one of those plays that they had two front end of and ones on consecutive possessions or 2 out of 3 possessions, and they miss both those free throws, and they make one of those. Hey, maybe it's a different game, but Louisville definitely deserved to win the game. It's one of those though that I'd love to see again in March when both teams are a little bit further down the road and
I
everything.
agree.
Because
I
think it'd be good.
You mentioned the Colin Chandler, the three that cut it to 4 with 4:02 to go. He shot that from River Road, I think, because it was
long.
It was way far away. And in that moment, I thought, okay, well, we got a shot here to close this, and it would have been devastating for them. But they were up 20 with 12:24 to go. So just for UK to get within 4 was pretty big. Denzel Aberdeen led Kentucky with 26 points on 10 of 20 shooting. I thought the second 5 lineup played better than the starting 5. I don't think Otega Owe was himself, and that might have been due to Louisville, the pressure that they were applying. He was determined to showcase that he has a 3-point shot, and he does not. His shot is pretty ugly. But I thought it was evident that the Cats are going to need Jaden Quaintance. Because
No.
Garrison not going to be able to carry the load and then rely upon Moreno, who played well last night. Moreno did.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Quaintance is the top 10 pick too.
Sure, absolutely.
It's easy for a lot of teams to say, they need that, but I think you saw some things. Jalen Lowe. The question is that Jalen Lowe, or is that Jalen Lowe who's been hurt for the last couple of weeks and is still really trying to get back in? And your hope is it's the latter, because Kentucky needs him to be good. He started off really good and then struggled down the stretch for sure. Jasper Johnson missed some shots and so on. There's there's some things to take away positive, and then there's a lot, especially defensively, that is worrying.
Did we have maybe 4 air balls? I mean, there were back-to-back air balls, and Jasper Johnson had one of them. It was just, didn't even draw iron. They weren't even close. After Jalen Lowe got in the game through his first few, he had a couple of nice assists in his possession. I thought he sees the floor very well, but it really tailed off from there. So it's clear that he's not quite on form yet. I thought Wiz Khalifa played pretty well for them last night. What's his name? Ali? Is that his real name?
Ali Khalifa?
I don't know if that. I just call him Wiz Khalifa. But Kaysen Pryor did not do much last night. He didn't after.
He only played a couple of minutes.
Yeah, after getting a lot of attention last week for his comment about Kentucky, he didn't see much action. Now, let's move on to another story about U of L, and it's unfortunately it's an indictment on our society, and it's unfortunate that the Louisville football team is having to endure it. A Texas man has been indicted here in Kentucky for allegedly threatening Louisville football coach Jeff Brom and his family after several members of the Cardinals program and several members of the Cardinals program, according to the Jefferson County court records. 38-year-old Brian Mandel of Corpus Christi, Texas, faces 6 counts of second-degree terroristic threatening and 1 count of attempted extortion. A warrant has been issued for his arrest. His bond set at $100,000. The indictment alleges Mandel made threats between November 8 and 9 following Louisville's 29-26 overtime loss at home at California. The alleged targets include Brom, his wife, family members, and offensive coordinator Brian Brom and quarterback Miller Moss. They purportedly tried to extort them of $10,000. It does not say why he did this, but Sam, I am pretty confident. I am very confident. This is going to be gambling related. This guy probably lost a tremendous amount of money on a bad bet that he made, and now he's taking it out on who he thinks the people are that are responsible for it.
That's his fault for betting on Louisville football.
Well, it's just sad that this is you have if you take chances, if you take unnecessary chances with things that you can't afford to lose, you should not be trying to threaten others with their lives or trying to extort them. And it's a pretty sad commentary on society. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. We'll talk about when it's okay to leave your kid home alone for the first time. And we'll got some travel perspective. It's been tough in the airline industry later. I got an interesting stat for you that you might find kind of like, I didn't know that. We got that and more coming up here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Discover the power of peace with Blanton Electric's Generac automatic standby generators. Tailored for those who refuse to be left in the dark, these generators promise unmatched reliability when the power grid fails. Enjoy flexible financing options and the assurance of seamless energy. And with Blanton Electric, you receive more than just power. You get Troy's expertise and a free quote, serving Grayson County and beyond with Generac generators. Call 270-723-0838 or visit BlantonElectricINC.com.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Not everyone's cut out for the open road. Some folks like the steady 9 to 5. Others crave the call of the wild or the unpredictability of a snowstorm. That's where Youngblood Excavating steps in. If you've got a Class A or B CDL and ADOT medical certificate, we need you for our snowplow team. Part-time on-call November through April. Answer the call and earn $32.50 per hour. If you're up for the challenge, contact Youngblood Excavating on Facebook. Drive with purpose. Drive with Youngblood. Call 270-804-3999.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that begin January 12th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
As Intel was laying off massive amounts of workers, one of them allegedly stole massive amounts of files. The Mercury News says Jin-Feng Lo stole 18,000 top-secret Intel files as he was being sacked over the summer. Intel is suing the software engineer for $250,000, but so far they can't find him. Apple's iPhone reportedly is going to add more satellite connections. Bloomberg says Apple Maps is working on a way to operate without Wi-Fi or cell coverage. There's also the possibility that iPhones will connect seamlessly to satellites even when they're not pointed at the stars. Google allegedly killing click-through rates with its AI overview. The Daily Mail says their click-through rate is 80 to 90% lower when their site is the top search result, but Google's AI overview appears above that link. However, the Daily Mail says AI overview does not pop up very often in stories that involve breaking news. And YouTube has begun offering $20 credits to subscribers who are without Disney channels. Check Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up.
pizza with everything except anchovies day. I can settle for that. It's chicken soup for the soul day. And it's Young Readers Day. You have determined you're going to be the book grandmother, aren't you?
I am.
Of like the grandmothers, you're going to be the one that
Not will be.
try to insist that you're. Well, I mean, you are, but it's clear
Surprise to that?
that's your thing.
I insist.
You say, is there a prize for that, Sam? Is that what you said?
Is there
Are
any
you
surprise?
Oh no, not at all. But when I read, so what today is, it's to recognize the joys and benefits of reading and promote its importance. And today, help and encourage our youth to learn to read. And I was like, well, that's a ministry for someone I know.
Well, and I'm determined to have one. So I don't know
That loves
which,
books?
Yes, I don't know which of the next, the littles it's going to be,
Yeah.
but I'm determined.
We had a guest yesterday, and so I did not have an opportunity to work in and get us caught up on the days of thankful giving the entire month to help the food pantry with the Grayson County Alliance. We last left off, I believe, on Friday, and we covered Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So we probably should catch up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday.
Okay. So you want to do? Okay, I remember doing on the 7th pancake mix, and then the next day was the
Syrup.
8th syrup. Okay, so November 9th, tuna or chicken in a can or pouch. Remember can openers. Okay, remember that that is a problem. So
Yeah.
throw a can opener in there. November 10th, dessert mix. There are several of those that are in a box that you don't have to do a lot. November 11th, canned chili beans. And for today, Wednesday, November 12th, a rice side dish.
Rice side dish. All right.
And I can tell you that about 8 out of 10 of those require only 2 cups water, and if you want, a tablespoon of butter.
butter not required. Yeah, you made a nice dish with that stuff. So.
I make a lot of those in the noodle side. So
Target has launched a new 10-4 program requiring workers to smile and greet customers. So there on your screen, you see the Target lady. Target has implemented, as played by Kristen Wiig, they've implemented this initiative called the 10-4 program that mandates that employees smile at shoppers. Workers must smile, make eye contact, and wave or greet customers within 10 feet. If they're within 4 feet, they're required to ask them if they need help or how their day is.
I really like this, but it feels like we should already be doing this.
I mean, this is what the Evil
I
Empire's
think
done for
that,
years, right?
That's right. This is modeling the Evil Empire's program. I do think that I do think that some of that has tailed off a little bit.
Yes.
Because we've met people, correct? Sam, you've met people, right? Honey, you've met people,
Like
right?
3.
I've met some people, and some of the ones I've met, I don't want to know how their day is going, and I don't really care how they're doing. But then I'm not employed by the store either. I am. If I'm employed by the store, I probably should ask them if they need some help. But some of our problems with employees at stores do stem from consumers. Like it's
I'll give you some of
it's
that.
the customers sometimes that are jading some of the. If you've had to work in retail and see the browbeating that some of them take because consumers or customers are just they're just determined to take whatever is bothering them out on someone else. It just doesn't seem to be very fair. But do you want to interact with employees at the store when you go?
I would like a smile. Yeah, I mean, I think so, because the way that I reciprocate things, I can let you know that I'm doing just fine in a nice way and move on your merry way.
Right.
If you are that close and you want to ask me how I am, I'm gonna, if I like you or I don't know. I may stand there and talk to you for 10 minutes. You just, greet me. Never sit down with me at a restaurant, but greet me in the store. How's that?
Oh yeah, you don't like people. Yeah, you don't like the servers that
Do
sit
not
down
do it.
at the booth or the table.
Oh.
I don't know that they're doing that so much at Outback anymore, but that typically was
that's
the place
ridiculous.
where they did it the most. Question from experts. Well, some expert tips to the question is: when is it safe for your child to stay home alone? I don't remember how old I was the first time that it happened, and I don't think that it is necessarily age dependent. I think it has.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it has far more to do with just your own personal situation. It's typically, I think the average is going to be 11 to 12. I think it's going to be in that
I
range.
think legally it's 13.
Well, in Kentucky, there's no law. And matter of fact,
Really?
most states don't have an actual law. I looked 9 to 12, 13 as a babysitter, Minnesota 8 to 10, North Carolina it was 9, Oklahoma 7, South Carolina 8 years old recommended, Virginia 9, Washington 10. But otherwise, if you didn't hear the state's name, it says none.
I wonder where I thought.
I think it's just probably a rule of thumb or like a good advice. But if your state hasn't established guidelines or regulations, experts suggest considering your child's development, their maturity, their sense of responsibility. For most kids, it's around 11, 12, though every child is different. So you should, perhaps the biggest tip, the first time you do it, they should not be supervising siblings. You shouldn't be in a situation where you go, I don't know what to do with all of the kids, so I'll just leave them all with the oldest, if the oldest has never stayed home by themselves before. So you need at least some type of test drive, if you will.
Well, I mean, what about Alea? Is she? I mean, because how 8 or 9 now?
9.
She's 9.
She has.
She has. She's also, okay.
But it's not like you're going to leave her there with Brady.
No.
Oh, absolutely not. So the thing is, she has, but it's not something I do. She has babysat Mama before. You know what I mean? And Mama has babysat her. So there's some dementia there. So they kind of look out for each other. I have, done that once, but I'm really, really weird about my kids.
She's also a pretty smart kid.
She's
too,
very, very good. And I would trust her fully to stay home alone. I just
Haven't been in a situation where you need to.
And
Because if
That's
you don't
exactly right.
need to,
Why?
if it's not needed or necessary, it shouldn't. At this point, it shouldn't be an elective.
right.
It should just be out of requirement. But the experts say develop a list of do's and don'ts. You don't just presume, oh, they know. No, it needs to be in a list form because they might need to make quick reference to it. You might get into a situation on what will they're called accidents for a reason. If they were called plans, you'd prepare for them. They're accidents. They were unexpected to happen, and they need guidance, or they need to know, okay, where do I turn for input in this situation? Obviously, there's the phone, but staying inside, keeping your doors locked, not answering the door, avoiding cooking or using the stove, waiting to take a bath or shower until someone else is home, keeping a charged phone with them, checking in with you at set times, following rules about allowed and prohibited activities.
Yeah.
You got to be explicit.
The shower one it would be probably more of, especially for my little brother, my mom would be, did you take a shower yet? Take your shower.
Yeah.
Get
Do
the
you
shower.
know how old you were, Sam?
I don't even remember. Maybe middle school?
I was
Maybe
probably pretty young.
Sixth grade?
I don't remember either. I probably was.
It's been a long time ago.
I probably was in middle school. I
Well,
probably was
For
not in
me,
elementary school.
Everybody was close by. Dad's farm was right there. My mom and papa was a field over. I mean, it was a little bit different for me.
So the airline delays aren't immediately going to get resolved, even if they open up the federal government. They will take them. The air traffic controllers aren't just suddenly going to come back to work. They have to spool up. And they've already canceled some flights for later in the week, so they'll have to kind of walk that back and unwind that, if you will. Long delays at the airport, I'm sure, have been frustrating this week, but it may help you if you have some idea on how long it took to travel before planes. Before airplanes and cars, it took months to travel across the country. And what is today a 12-hour car trip would have taken 16 weeks.
Nice dose of perspective.
Take 4 months to do what we do in 12 hours now.
And I complain about 12 hours.
In the car. The development of railroads in the 19th century sped up travel significantly, but a coast-to-coast journey, even by rail, could still take weeks because it was just, it was slow. It was slow going compared. So I thought that was interesting. And you may not. One of the big perks of having TSA Pre is you don't have to take your shoes off. I believe that the real benefits of TSA Pre are not having to pull the stuff out of your bag. You don't have to take your laptop out, and you're traveling with people who travel. So they know what the process is so that it happens more quickly. It's not so much about the shoes. However, if you have just done it because of the shoes and you don't want to take them off, they are walking that back. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has ended the policy requiring shoe and belt removal at airport security. Sometimes my belts do, and sometimes they don't. So I just typically just err on the side of caution. Say that's what I'm going to do.
Well, don't advertise for TSA Pre-check.
Well, no, I'm not. I mean, but the one good thing about if you go the global entry route, which we will end up doing, TSA Pre is a benefit of global entry. So you still get it either way if you go that direction. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's Did You Know is coming up. And New Year's Eve is going to look a little different. Coming up here on In the Know.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Discover experiences that truly move you. Spectacular nature and authentic bluegrass music captivate you. Legendary horses and world-renowned bourbon wow you. Visit KentuckyTourism.com to find what moves you in our new Kentucky home.
Tough, reliable, and ready to work. You were born that way. Kubota is built that way. Our entire ag lineup, featuring versatile tractors and hay tools, powerful skid steer loaders, and the rugged Sidekick utility vehicle, is designed with the engine of a Kubota and the heart of a farmer. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find a dealer near you.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ooh, ma. What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Youngblood Excavating Snowplow Team.
Twin Lakes weather.
After a gloomy sky that we had yesterday, we're back to lots of blue sky for today. It'll be breezy outside, but pleasantly warmer out. In fact, a nice jump in our highs today into the upper 50s and lower 60s. For tonight, a clear sky. It will be colder down into the 30s. And then tomorrow, back in the 60s with touching 70 possible Friday or Saturday. From the Wave Storm Tracking Team, I'm Brian Good.
Did you know? If you fall asleep as soon as you go to bed, experts say that chances are you're sleep deprived. Are you ever asleep before your head hits the pillow?
I feel like I'm sometimes asleep on my feet.
I guess that could be possible.
I mean, you see me.
Walking
It
around.
is ridiculous. I mean, I am. And so I was talking to a mom friend a little bit this morning, and I don't know what it is, but she's also being referred for a sleep study. And we're about the same. I don't know. It's wild. I don't know.
Maybe you'll get some answers.
Maybe.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest is going to look a little different this year. You know, over the years they have, well, if you're us and we're so close to the Eastern time zone, we, and perhaps maybe much of the Central time zone, once the ball drops in New York City at Times Square, even it's 11 o'clock Central time, you go, okay, it's New Year's, you can go to bed or whatever. That's typically the celebration. Now, they have tried to add, they've done a little ceremony from New Orleans. They've done a little from Nashville. Well, in the first time in more than 50 years, they're going to have a bona fide countdown in Chicago. So and it'll be hosted by someone else. So they will kind of, it's not too long after they spend about a half hour and then they sort of shift focus out to the pre-recorded entertainment acts, you know, starring Ross and Monica, that show late at night after the Times Square drop. But they sort of just kind of gloss over everything in the middle. But they are, some of the Nashville and New Orleans performances actually get thrown in before the ball drop in New York City. And once the drop's there and they start cleaning up, then it's like over. Well, now they're sort of going to try and hold on for another extra hour and then replicate it for people in the Central time zone that truly want to ring in the new year. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what their version of the ball is going to be, but they're going to try something. I guess we'll find out in, less than 3 months. That's less than 2 months.
Yeah, it's coming real quick. I mean, December's just a couple weeks away.
It is. Sabrina Carpenter is going to play the lead in a new Alice in Wonderland inspired musical film for Universal. She will headline her first major studio movie in an untitled musical inspired by Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. She got nominated for 6 Grammys last week. This is the first news following that. And she pitched the concept to Universal last year. So it was her idea. Universal said, yeah, we like that idea. Netflix had acquired a similar Alice in Wonderland musical pitch from her in 2020, and that project never materialized. So this has been on her radar for a while.
She does look like her.
Yeah, I mean, she can play the role, she's her stature is similar to that.
You know, we just did this. I mean, the Johnny Depp versions weren't that long ago, were they? Well, I guess I guess I was the Mad Hatter in middle school, and I played the version of Johnny Depp with the hair and all that. So that was.
I need photos to
Listen.
support these things.
Those photos I do have, but I'm not sure I'm willing to let. You don't need blackmail on me.
Wow, I do. I see it. I see it perfectly.
I can so see
I
it
can see.
too.
I would have a hard time identifying Johnny Depp from Sam Gormley in a police lineup. If they brought him in, lined him up against the wall, and said, pick out Sam Gormley, I'd probably pick out Johnny Depp. I'd probably get it all wrong. That'd be
But
my guess.
I can so see it. And I need to see it.
That's.
Okay, well, so what if you don't send it electronically? What if the next time I see you in person, I get to look at it?
A one-off. That's it.
One.
That's
You
all
get like
get.
3 seconds.
And you can you can hold my phone. I really want to look at it. And you can hold my phone.
All right, I'll let you. I'll continue to
Okay.
negotiate
All
that. There's a rumor going around that the Sam Gormley might have said a cuss word yesterday afternoon when he heard the news.
That's. I did watch the UK U of L game yesterday, so
It was
when
earlier
it got down
than
20, it might have been.
As soon as I saw the headline yesterday that Toy Story 5 is in the works, I thought, well, I know no one who's going to be more upset at this than Sam
Well,
Gormley.
this has been a thing for a while now.
Toy Story 5?
Mhm.
I guess I didn't realize they were going 5. That was still planning, but the teaser is out. And have you seen the teaser? Are you willing to at least give it a chance?
I watched it this morning when you sent it over. I'm surprised it didn't pass through since obviously my age group, that is from like Taylor to me, that's hitting the hot spot of Toy Story, and
So
it seems interesting. I'm intrigued.
There's a new high-tech threat in the teaser. So they are addressing how kids have gone all in on screens and gaming, and they're less likely to pick up the toys that we all recognize from childhood. And so it asks the question, the age of toys is over? So they will address that. It hits the theaters June 19, 2026.
Wow.
So about 7 months away from Toy Story 5 being in theaters. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Chart Toppers, and more coming up. You're on In the Know.
It's never easy when a loved one dies. After the funeral, the hardship is often just beginning. Still to come are those terrible firsts you're going to experience in their absence. There's the first family dinner with their seat empty at the table, the first visit to a familiar place without them, or the first time they're not there for their birthday. But for many, the most terrible first of them all may be the holidays. If that dreaded first is coming up for you, here's some encouragement. Give yourself permission to struggle. It's not unusual for grieving families to feel like they have to make the holidays joyous. That's especially true if everyone around you seems to be celebrating. But trying to ignore your grief can make the pain even worse. So don't force yourself to be happy. The opposite is also true. Don't allow guilt to ruin the moment if you feel happy or festive at some point. Laughter is just as important to healing as tears. The bottom line is give yourself permission to feel whatever emotions you're feeling. Along those lines, if you can, spend the holidays with family or friends who understand what you're going through. Their support will be a crucial part of your healing and will help you get through the holidays a little more easily. For more encouragement to make every day count, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Every day I speak with people who are worried and are feeling a lot of pressure because of credit card debt. That's why I'm very proud of what we do at Trinity. We just help. We give people the support they need, along with a real plan to become debt-free. Credit card bills are consolidated into a single monthly payment that is much less than what they were paying before. Most of our members end up saving thousands and even may improve their credit scores by as much as 200 points. I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm making a difference in the lives of the people we help. It just makes me really happy.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348.
My name is Julie, and I'm a Trinity counselor. Call me and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5348.
You don't need to be a healthcare expert to know that working in a supportive environment is key to a fulfilling career. At Hardensburg Nursing and Rehabilitation, we offer RNs and LPNs competitive pay, PTO, a 401k, vision, dental, medical insurance, and shift differentials. Plus, with our same-day pay, you can enjoy financial flexibility. Visit us at 101 Fairgrounds Road in Hardensburg or apply on Indeed. Your rewarding career starts here.
Sits a ragged tent where there ain't no trees, and that gospel group telling you and me.
MB's point to ponder for today. You get sick, you have a virus, or you're under the weather, your temperature normally increases. Why do we say we have a cold? You say it's cold and flu medicine. Oh, what's wrong with you? I have a cold. Why did we choose that word? How did we come to choose the word cold for what we're doing when we have the sniffles and we cough and we...
Somebody Google it.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, right there on the medicine. Cold and flu medicine. Well, I mean, I'm not cold.
Simple enough as you get a cold because it's in the cold, usually.
I suppose I can get a sinus cold.
I mean, that's what
in September
that's what,
from dust and leaves and dirt, and so I guess that's what it just strikes me as odd on how we decided.
I love Wikipedia says there is no vaccine for the common cold.
You think?
Thanks, Wikipedia. I had no idea that was the case.
I heard myself saying something I've heard from the women in my life, my entire life. Don't you come out here with your hair wet.
Don't come out here with your hair wet.
Don't you come out here with your hair wet.
Survivor is on tonight. The Amazing Race is on tonight. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 finale on ABC. And Chicago Med is on WNBC.
That Golden Bachelor show, what a disappointment. Not that I've watched a single episode of it, but it's like guys in their 60s or something. It's like I was really hoping that would be
they're like really
Leon Papals.
Yes, me too. And but they're like really suave, like they have aged well and have
I was
some
hoping this would be somebody in their
work and-
80s doing this, and it would be great. Like at a nursing home or an assisted living, I think that would be really good.
Oh, have you watched what was the show? That we
Probably
watched?
not.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Oh, yeah. Where he's in the nursing home.
Yes, you'd like it.
Or assisted living facility. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Sorry, I got completely distracted because when Sam said he wanted it to be older people, I was thinking like people in their 80s, and I was taken to when we were on our cruise in the Caribbean in late August. We went to the Love and Marriage show, and they have 3 couples on stage, and they come from different age groups, newlyweds, midweds, and then silvers. And they ask them all the same questions. And so the elderly couple that represented, I mean, they brought the house down.
Yes.
And then the next night, we ran into them at the show that night and
Yeah.
got to sit with them and talk with them. And
Yes.
so they're like, they should be on the show.
Yes. I don't, yeah.
Today is highlighted in history. This day, 1954, Ellis Island officially closed as an immigration station and detention center. Booker T. Jones, the musician, is 81 today. Al Michaels is 81. Neil Young is 80. Megan Mullally is 67. Ryan Gosling is 45. Anne Hathaway is 43. Jason Day, the golfer, is 38. Russell Westbrook is 37. Who's Russell Westbrook play for, Sam?
You think he might be on the Warriors now?
Okay. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the women's rights activist, was born this date in 1815. Grace Kelly, Princess of Monaco, born this date in 1929. Chart toppers.
He's on the Kings.
He's on the Kings? Okay.
Yep. Has he ever even been on the Warriors? Nope, he's never been on the Warriors.
That's all right, Sam.
Red Foley, Smoke on the Water. I mean, I know he's a basketball player, but I don't know anything about him.
He was on the Thunder for a while. Really good player. I always feel like there's ESPN, so the Inside NBA, with Shaq Barkley and so on, they always do that with Barkley, where Ernie Johnson will put up a picture of an NBA guy and say, what team is he playing for now? And it's really funny seeing Barkley just completely fail at it every single year. So that's what I felt like when you were doing this. I was like, I feel like Charles Barkley.
If you had Charles Barkley's money, that would be good. The Frank Field Orchestra. 1953, this is Ebb Tide. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the 60s. 62, the Four Seasons #1. I. They don't cry. Okay, let's go. John Lennon, Imagine, #1 in 71. I wonder how many times that song's been covered. Time or two.
I can't wait to get
1980.
on the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends.
All right, let's go from 80, a hard pivot, to 89, Bad English, When I See You Smile. All right, let's pick up something from the 90s. 1998, Room to Make a Big Mistake. All right, let's go forward to Timbaland, #1 in 07, with Apologize.
I thought this would never go away.
Well, sorry, it came back. And in 2016, Kenny Chesney and Pink, #1, was Setting the World on Fire. I've got that ladies playlist, and I recently added all of Pink's catalog to it. It's been a nice addition, so this song's been in there. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, some days you move mountains, other days you move from the bed to the couch. Both are necessary. Some days you move mountains, other days you move from the bed to the couch. Both are necessary. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.